Hello, ladybirds, gentle pheasants, and non-bicanaries. This is another edition of the Metroid Fusion Randomizer 2022 tournament. We're almost through with this. We just got a few more matches. We've got the losers finals coming up. We've got a best of 5 here between Naii the Bath versus Herculesbenchpress. And we're gonna be kicking off any moment here. The gate has dropped in the race time room. So best of luck to them, and they will be starting with any of 3 types of items. It's gonna be either speed booster, morph ball, or some kind of missiles. There are 4 types of missiles to choose from, but generally speaking, we just I lump them all together. Although they do have heavier weighting. So what do you, the audience, think is going to start today? At the start of every seed, we only have access to a single check, that being the main deck data room. And yes, indeed, we do have a couple more seeds by RP2 Naii. So this could be a jet seed, it could be real spicy. Technically, it could just be same old routine. But probably not. We're starting with Morph Ball today. It's going to give us access to the rest of the sectors, as well as Cubbyhole on the way there. So generally, the Arachnus area, although it is sometimes unlocked quite a bit later, often does have required items in there. Let's see what we have there today. Very common, but it looks like that's not quite the case here for this seed. We're gonna have Space Jump in the attic, but that's not a required item. We got Power Bomb data here in the Cubbyhole. So the first sectors they're going to have access to today, or the main deck technically, they're actually backtracking here. I'm going for Super Medical data here in Sector Hallway East. And at this time, they could go all the way back to the reactor for missile data, but yeah, that's not going to happen. They already have the ability to shoot missiles. It's way too far out of the way for an extra 10 damage. They're starting with 20 damage here with super missiles. Oh, they're actually going up to get Space Gem. Interesting. Very interesting. So normally you go to the elevators to get access to to the 6 sectors enumerated 1 through 6. But in this case, it looks like although they can access sectors 1 and 3, it seems they would rather drop down to the reactor core and access sector 2 that way. Alternative options, not really much in the way. So they're gonna need speed booster at some point, and that's gonna be in sector 3, but it's the porch, which is the sector connector, the left connector to sector 3, and that's actually going to require screw attack from either direction, as well as some well, if you're coming from the left, it's going to be a security door, but coming from the right, I guess not. But screw attack, as it turns out, is going to be at the far end of lava dive. Okay, I guess they're not taking the sector 2 connector and reactor, but they're going to need space jump to access their screw attack to get access to speed booster, which will be part of what unlocks their level 2 doors. Very interesting. So it's not a reactor seed, but still a bit tricky to get access to the rest of the sectors. Yes, indeed, they are heading into Sector 1. Herc with a pretty solid lead with his experience in speedrunning in general. Saving frames every room he goes through. Saving frames even when he's not in rooms. There are actually instances where you can reduce the door transition times just by aligning the screen properly on a case-by-case basis. And getting some ice missiles right here is going to be very important for escaping floor 4. No, it's not. They have space jump, and they're going to get screw attack. Okay, but that's one less concern of theirs. It's still nice to have, as it does still increase the damage by 10. A lot of people dislike ice, like freezing abilities in general in some Metroid games, because it often will freeze instead of killing enemies. That's not so much the case with Ice Beam. In Metroid Fusion, the Ice Beam has different properties from the Ice Missiles, so it will actually kill enemies if it does enough damage. So the Ice Missiles will actually freeze before killing it, just leaving them frozen with 0 HP, so they die as soon as they unfreeze. You could think of it canonically as the ice missiles are specifically designed to actually encase the enemy in ice rather than freezing the enemy itself. But ultimately, it's just the way they happen to code it. And welcome, SpeedGaming 2, rating with a party of 77. We got an exciting match here today. Naii the Bath versus Herculesbenchpress in the elimination tournament, in the elimination bracket finals. Game 1 of a best of 5. They're only going to be playing 2 or 3 games today, but this is the start of something special. I guess the start of the end of something special. It's been a pretty special tournament with some pretty special people. And although we do have 2 racers here, we also have given the racers the option to have someone alongside them, helping them route out the seed as they go. And Herculesbenchpress has asked Army of One to help route the seeds for him, as he just focuses on gameplay. Naii, I believe, is going solo. I'm not entirely sure on it. I believe he's going solo. It's just an option they have. Interesting. They went to grab Ray for charge beam. They're gonna get their bombs right. They already got their bombs from the save room. Oh, that's interesting. So an alarm goes off at 4:13, so I can get ready to commentate this match at 4 o'clock. Whoops. Well, good thing I was ready. Yeah, very professional here on SpeedGaming. We definitely do things all in good order. So Herc is on his way to unlock level 1 doors. It's an interesting option. Naii is on their way to actually grab their screw attack. Or, not screw attack. They already have screw attack. To use their screw attack to grab their speed booster, which will allow them to unlock level 2 doors. Yeah, it's looking like Herculesbenchpress just wanted their... Oh, they're not getting various soup. Okay. They could have gotten their various soup. But yeah, they don't really need it. They have access to 2, so they have access to 5. We got sectors in order 2, 6, 1, 3, 4, 5 for this game. And they will have access to 5 directly through the left connector in Sector 2. So as long as they get Gravity Suit, they will be able to just go straight to level 4 doors. Gravity Suit and Speed Booster, I should say. Hercules picking up his plasma beam in the pantry there. While Naii opens up level 2 doors. It's going to allow him to skip level 1 doors. These doors are linked, so opening a higher level security will open up all the previous security levels. So seeing this singular plasma beam has got me thinking wide beam, unfortunately, doesn't seem to be close enough to their path. Although Naii will pick it up for safety. That's a solid plan. It does save time on the final bosses, absolutely. It's a bit of a trek. That's a decent play. Like, it's always debatable whether or not you bother getting wide beam, depending on how far away it is. Because not only is it going to save time on the final bosses, but it's also significantly safer. When you spend less time in battle, you're probably less likely to die. Herc is now on his way to Sector 3. It might be that they thought they needed both level 1 and level 2 open, which is an option. Split security levels is an option that allows them, or that can require them to unlock the lower level doors separately. We'll have to ask them later what the thought process was there. I was thinking they could have gotten some items in Sector 2, such as various suit. And technically Ice Beam, but I don't think they would bother with that. They might get that on the way, but... yeah. Interesting choice not to Shine Spark out of there. I think even if you leave the room and come back, it might just barely still save time over space jumping across. But this is fine. Everything's fine. So with Speed Booster, Herc is going all the way over to 6 to get into 2 to get into 5. Oh wow. So Gravity Suit today is actually in lower Sector 5. It's actually past the water that you need to get into. Basically vanilla. Close to vanilla. It's right before. It's in the Nightmare Recharge area, so he's gonna have to bomb that tunnel in the ceiling. Right before the hidden recharge room. And having not gone out of his way for Wide Beam, he does look to have a slight lead here. Now, taking their time to farm a red X, it drops. It's a pretty high chance. It's something like 50-50 to drop from the Kagos. Herc making sure his power grip still functions. It's a pretty handy item to have. It's a Sphere Zero item. Interesting, opting to get the pirate to jump off the ledge so he's out of the way. Unfortunately, he lands on top of him, but not dead yet. This, yeah, that was precarious. A very unfortunate death on Hercules' part. With no saves. That's pretty harsh. So it's pretty much Nai's race to lose here. Herc's got 18 minutes to make up, and Nai's probably going to be done in the next 4. Not quite over yet. So in this particular tournament, they are allowed to see each other's screens or to watch the restream or anything like that. different on a tournament-by-tournament basis, but a lot of players just opt not to watch the stream anyway. It is distracting. But in any case, it's almost guaranteed that Nai's probably gonna save right before the final boss. So this being a best of 5, we only have an allotment of about 2 hours here. It's going to be pretty tiring for players to go through 5 entire seeds if they have to. But they will have the option to delay, to put off the remaining seeds. So they'll probably play at least 1 more, maybe 2 more. And then we'll be rescheduling the last match or 2 if needed for another day. Let's see. Interesting, Naii did go out of their way for diffusion missiles. So they have super ice diffusion missiles, which sums to 35 damage, which is pretty good against the final ice core. I'm pretty sure this, yeah, that's definitely going to reduce at least 1 shot, maybe 2 shots, which is going to save 3 or 6 seconds. But I guess it did cost them about 6 seconds to grab. No, it cost them a bit more. I don't know if that was actually worth it, to be honest. For missile data, sure, but with Mission Impossible, having to wait for bombs to explode. Well, it was just 1 power bomb, but still. It will reduce the number of missiles needed, but also power bombs are a very handy resource for farming during the ice core fight. Let's see how Naii handles this. Is opting to bring it down to the ground. An interesting strat. So most people will keep the SAX frozen on the top platforms, just because it kills them sooner. But if that gets away from you, if it unfreezes, that can really put you in a pickle. So just having the muscle memory to use the refreeze strats while on the bottom floor. Kind of an interesting idea. It may allow them to get a backup more easily because they're more used to it. You would think it would make no difference, but actually the distance between the SAX kind of messes with your muscle memory when trying to refreeze it. So it gets real squirrely. I'm sure Herc will be very relieved to see it done pretty soon.
Hey,
And welcome on in, Sinister Sama.
hey. I
Hey,
apologies. I have my apologies, team. I literally had an emergency I had to take care of, like right as I got the call. So
Right, hope everything's okay. You got it all dealt with.
yeah, everything got resolved. We're good there.
Good.
Game one.
Game 1 is just finishing up. Unfortunately, Hercules took a very costly death on his way to Red Doors. Lost 18 minutes, so Naii is taking this game 1.
Not a problem.
We had a pretty nasty seed, actually. We had Gravity Suit in lower 5 right before
Lower?
a couple
Wait.
checks before Nightmare.
Yeesh. So you had to go through lower 5. You had to go through to get gravity. So wait a minute. Wait, did you have to go into ice to get the gravity? So barrier was required?
Well, they were able to backdoor Sector 5 with Screw Attack. I think the worst of it, actually, was that they had to actually backtrack for Space Jump in the attic, which usually there's something there, but all they had there was Space Jump. And they had to get that in order to Space Jump across the Lava Dive room in Sector 1 to get their Screw Attack. And that was their access to Speed Booster, which was their access to level 2 doors. So they had quite a run around. It would have been a real tough seed to route solo, but Naii managed to pull it off.
Nice. Nice indeed. Well, like I said, I got everything resolved, and I'm gonna be here for the next couple, so here we go.
Cool.
Alrighty, and we got a DNF from Herc, so we're gonna get ourselves set for the next race, so sit back, relax, enjoy. We will be there momentarily.
Alright. I'm getting ready for round 2. We had a somewhat spicy seed for the first game. Let's see what we have in store for game 2.
Hello once again. We are back. Naii, Hercules, bench press. Game 2. I'm Sinister Sama, and joining me in the booth, as always, is Jagger G, our organizer. How you holding this evening?
Hey, I'm doing okay. I have a bit of a cough, but not so bad. Hope you're doing well as well.
I'm doing pretty good. Checking out the spoiler log.
Race 2, right?
What is going on with this seed? Ooh! Oh boy! It's gonna be an interesting seed. Just from the looks of things. Oh. So right now, we're going through the typical stuff. Hercules bench press and Naii are both going into their respective areas. Naii seems to be about what? Maybe about 2 seconds off from Hercules already?
That will happen. Execution is certainly a thing in video games. People don't realize just how much time you can differ just from climbing a single shaft. And especially that shaft is kind of tricky to deal with.
That is true. I go with this philosophy that I've learned. And by the way, we've got the guests in chat. We're gonna have a vanilla start. Missiles. So they're gonna be walking away with yeah. They're gonna be trying to walk away with the morph ball before they deal with Arachnus. But the thing I say is this: 40% of your randomizer experience is execution. 40% of your randomizer experience is routing that same randomizer with the execution. 20% is how lucky you know. How lucky is it? In this case, it's 50-50 because you know what to expect. I guess.
Yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of luck in the kind of seed that you get, perhaps playing into your favor, whether you're better execution than your opponent, or whether you have just like studied more of a variety of tricks that maybe your opponent doesn't know. Any of these kinds of things, or just like in terms of how easy is it to route, and that can vary from seed to seed, and that's definitely been a big factor in people's game plans going into the tournament.
Indeed, because the difference between the two is when you know what you're getting, it's a different type of routing now. Now you're backwards routing, as if you didn't have a spoiler log, you are basically firing in the dark, taking every logical check, and then piecing the puzzle together.
Yeah, a lot of randomizers do have their tendencies, do have their different weightings on various items or different areas, but largely you're just like checking everything that's in your way.
Indeed.
One of the tricky things about a randomizer with the spoiler log is that you're kind of looking for all of the major items, and it can be easy to just not give yourself very much safety, especially in terms of energy tanks. We have designed a spreadsheet for people to look at that will list out not only all of the major item locations with convenient room names for them to pretty much memorize, as well as a room names list that will show them the coordinates of the rooms, but also it distinguishes an entire list of energy tank locations and missile tank locations and power bombs if they really want.
That is true. Now, the thing that I'm looking at right here is that they both went to the area, the Sector 1 before going into Sector 2 this time around. So, this could be interesting. And, ooh, Naii foregoing the extra energy safety. Went straight into lava dock. Ooh, good.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. Only 2 E-tanks, whereas we kind of had the reverse in the previous seed where Herc had 2 energy tanks and took an unfortunate death, whereas Naii had 3 E-tanks.
Ooh.
Interesting, Herc is actually... This is a good play, I like this. Is actually opting to save that E-tank for after the lava dive, so that it gets a full health refill once it gets out, and it's going to be able to just drop right down the pirate shaft without even worrying about getting it.
Yeah,
makes it with plenty of time.
Yeah, he still had at least another 99 to go, so he's good to go. But now the interesting part. Oh, he's gonna have to pick up some missiles on the way.
Nice. Yeah, thankfully the Metroid Fusion drop algorithm actually determines whether or not you're full on health, and if you are, it'll only drop green X. So that's a pretty big part of the beginning of the vanilla speedrun, actually, is making sure you never get hit, because then you will guarantee that you have enough ammo for the rest of the sector.
That is true. And right now, it's gonna be interesting because now
you can see the upset effect for Naii.
Yeah, Naii is struggling on execution, and benchpress has caught up considerably, even after that detour. So, yeah, that's the thing. Now here's the question. Yeah, I thought this was gonna be the play. So right now, since they're too far in, they might as well get rid of They might as well. Oh, hold that thought. Because of
Interesting.
Because of Space Jump, Hercules got the better end of that exchange.
Yeah, that climbing up ladders just climbing up is really, really slowly. Jumping is definitely way faster, but if you have space jump, you're able to change your direction like immediately when jumping off of a ladder. Otherwise, you get basically a wall jump effect where you actually kick off of the wall and you get propelled away at a faster rate than normal. So you're actually unable to do single wall jumps, for example. But with space jump, yeah, you could just climb up like a cat.
Indeed. So currently, right now, thanks to better execution and grabbing space, up going to crab raid. So we're gonna get some real good action here.
Yeah, I knock space jump a lot because it is kind of slow. It is slower than just climbing up single wall jumping with screw attack, but they don't have screw attack. And this is like a special circumstance in which space jump actually increases his movement speed in general.
Yeah, and from what I'm looking at in the spoiler log, they're not incentivized to go grab that screw attack. Not this seed.
Nope.
Oh no. No. That is not on the cards. And looks like Hercules is saying, I am done. I am getting out of here. I have done everything I needed to do here. Adios, muchachos. So, that being the case, we're now going to see what Hercules is going to do next. So,
My guess is Sector 2.
Yeah, I feel like it's time for Sector 2. Actually, they have to go to Sector 2 now because there's there's nothing else to do here.
Yep. So, oftentimes in Randomizer, screw attack will give you a lot of access. But in this case, all they have open to them is sectors 1 and 2. Coincidentally, but not ironically, in their vanilla locations. See, 3 and 4 are on the right, respectively. 5 and 6 are on the left. But they're going to need to open those level 1 doors to access 5 or 3.
And can't go jump?
They're almost certainly going to be... yeah, they're going to be getting Varia and Gravity to break open Sector 5.
Yeah. Gravity... The problem is, they're going to need Varia to get to Gravity.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're going to need to get that. They're going to need that Varia suit.
Maybe technically with enough E-tanks, they can clip their way through, but...
No.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want Varia and Speed Booster to get through. It's actually in the lower Sector 5 in the fake E-tank room.
Mm-hmm. And surprisingly enough, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting to figure out what happens next, because there is a wait a minute, we got a divergence here. Herc is going to make his way over to near Notori.
He's gonna get there. Oh, interesting. Getting his wide beam. Not getting his wide beam.
Not getting his wide. What is he doing?
Odd.
Is he... wait, is he just getting Speed Booster? Wait, what is he doing?
He's going down to... Hopefully he's not confusing Zazabi Tower exit for Zazabi exit. That may be the case.
Uh-oh.
The Zazabi Tower exit... Oh, wait. Zazabi Tower exit on some sheets was renamed to P-Trap, but the sheet we have now hasn't migrated over yet, so it's actually saying Zazabi Tower exit, which may have led him to believe it was the check right above Zazabi.
And he's not going to Ripper Tower. Oh, that would have been a mistake if he did not go to Ripper Tower. Play. That's Varia. And, ooh, Naii getting his wide beam. That speed boost is required.
I'm not entirely sure what the thought process there was. I don't know that it's faster to get to Zazabi from the Nettery escape path.
I don't know.
It would be faster to take P-Trap.
Well, remember, there's still the wide beam, and that's a highly valuable piece of equipment, honestly. And yep, Hercules is going back for that wide beam. Now, if I was Herc, I would grab those bombs. There's some bombs in here.
I'm not so sure. He only has one power bomb. However, a refill is going to take him right back up to 10. Usually, if you don't have bombs, you're going to need at least one refill. But typically, I think one is enough.
So this
Although I have been burned before by just being one short and wound up soft locking, so it's not foolproof.
If this was me, I would definitely take the safety, grab the bombs, and then get out of here. And yeah, Herc is taking the safety strategy. It's right before the data room. Oh, wait a minute. He's gonna grab his high, then get his bombs, maybe? We'll see. We'll see.
You may just generally want high jump. Bombs are right on the way. Yeah, that makes sense to grab. It takes one power bomb to get it, and you can refill on the way out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly right. Meanwhile, ooh,
that's what he's gonna do. Okay.
I made the right call. That's the right call. So right now,
only 8 to 9 seconds to grab it. I think I would have opted to save that 8 to 9 seconds, but I've made mistakes before.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Nai's getting into one of the more dangerous areas in Sector 5. So
with only 2 E-tanks.
With 2 E-tanks, he cannot afford to be taking too much damage.
Luckily, surprisingly, Sector 5 isn't super damage heavy in the game in general. Ooh. But still, there's a lot of enemies.
You realize something. Naii doesn't have space. He had to use missiles to get up there. Meanwhile, Herc's gonna have a little. This is gonna be interesting. Herc's gonna get some time back.
Yeah, definitely. You can absolutely get to where Nai's going without space jump. Like, it's not even a
thing, but still, space jump kind of makes that
no big deal. But it is definitely slower for sure. So there's going to be a little more time leaking from not having space jump.
Hold on. Oh, wait. Okay, so Herc was about to ditch diffusion. But seeing that that's a damage boost, because soups are...
Super missiles are 20 damage.
Yeah,
super missiles are Mama Gurubis sandwiched between yellow doors.
Yes, and they gotta open up yellow doors anyways to go get. They gotta do a thing with yellow anyways, so might as well try to get the soups then. Because that's why. Because their plasma beam is locked at that point.
What do they have right now? Regular ice diffusion. That's 25 damage. That's not bad.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad. They could go without the soups. But we've seen races won and lost because somebody didn't have super missiles and somebody else did. And guess what? I made the right assumption. Naii is gonna go and grab soups.
Oh, this is gravity coming up.
Oh yeah, gravity. That's right. So there's still gravity. Ooh, Nai's going for gravity right now, which that's not a bad that's a go mode item. But again, without space jump though, this is starting to become a matter of whether or not you value space over and without screw.
Good hesitation from Naii, actually making sure he has a way to get out of this. I have seen players in practice going in there and realizing, wait, you actually need bombs or high jump to get out of that hole.
Indeed. They do a virtual high five. And this is getting interesting because while Herc has access to both bombs and power bombs, Naii does not have bombs. And thanks to that, Herc didn't have to waste too much more time. Now, let's see if he goes for soups. Nope, he won't be going for soups, so he saved himself some time. But wait a minute.
Yeah, soups are going to be like towards the start of the sector.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, Herc. Take a little bit of a shortcut. And now the underwater section.
Space jump, yeah.
Yeah, space jump shortcuts this bad boy out. So, they got one more item to grab here, and then they can technically get forwards. They can technically go for red doors.
Let's see, left or right, left or right. He's going for supers.
Oh, he's going to get soups. Nice. I'm thinking of something else then. Alright, so he's gonna grab. So soups is grabbed by Herc. Herc is dead on Nai's heels.
Mm-hmm.
They're literally one.
Plasma beam is right there. Okay.
Yeah, plasma and magic box. So right now they're in go mode. They are in go mode as of right now. Ooh, Shine Spark. This is gonna give a lot of time. This is gonna give time. This will give Naii some breathing room, but
Hercules actually tried to take an even faster approach. There is a way to conserve space boost. Just space jumping with speed boost all the way through that room, the next room, and the following 3 rooms, all the way to the breakable blocks at the very end. It is a couple seconds faster, but it is most importantly super swag. Unfortunately, also importantly, he didn't pull it off. So
hold on a second. I just realized something. Because Hercules has space, he can cheat his way out of Sector 4. Think about it. Once he unlocks red doors, he has space.
He could. You'd need to use the reverse. You would need to use the secret message method to get out with high jump and space jump. That's definitely viable. That's an option for sure.
Now unless I'm misremembering from where the pump controls are. Because wait, you need space for the pump controls to get out from the pump controls. Screw.
No,
my bad. Screw.
No, you don't.
You don't need screw.
If you conserve a Shine Spark, you could Shine Spark your way out, but screw would probably be required to make that actually save time. Because then you wouldn't have to go all the way backtrack to get the speed boost in the first place. So he could do that, but I don't think it's really worth it in this case, unfortunately. We won't get seeing that today.
Here's the funny thing, though. Red X for Hercules. So Hercules has a lot more health to be tanking. Meanwhile, Naii is cutting it dangerously close. And a mistake from Naii now means that Hercules will win this race. Guaranteed. Uh-oh.
Just having a fish in the way.
Uh-oh. Naii better hurry up. Herc is literally waiting a room in, and guess what? He's like,
Oh, he's left now.
Oh, and now
he's on top of that with Space Gem's gonna have a little bit faster of a time triggering the final SAX fight. Oh, yeah, that doesn't help. Just take the normal way through.
He's taking that way out. Excellent. So
Diffusion is a real nice way to get out of here.
Indeed. and right now, Nai's I don't know. Hercules' execution is a little bit better, and now he also has the energy too for safety. So all that safety is coming back to favor into Hercules right now. That superior movement from Hercules is starting to really pay dividends. And there it is. So right now, Nai's gonna have to rely on two things: Hercules having a bad SAX fight, and him having a better SA. Oh, ow! So it's gonna take quite a bit of things to make this work. And before anyone asks, yes, Herc does have plasma already. He picked up his plasma on the way out the door. Here we go, SAX.
This is a very well practiced fight for us.
Hercules is gonna absolutely devour and demolish it. Now for the most cursed toad in the game. And here we go. Ice Core. As long as Herc does not get cute, I think he'll be at.
Playing it a bit safe. Interesting.
I don't know if it's safe there. I don't know if that's the play right there, but.
Yeah, so he's actually flying above the core and dropping down to try to fire two missiles close enough to each other that they hit the eye on the on at least consecutive frames, if not the same frame, to do double damage. But on top of that, as he's falling, he's gonna hit the core itself before he gets shot from the revenge beam. Whenever the eye gets hit, it actually shoots a beam back at you. So, since he's hitting the core itself, he's taking less damage than the shot would actually do.
So, right now, Naii is at least 30 seconds behind. So, unless the Omega gives Hercules the business, Hercules will be evening this up 1-1.
And yeah, with that, if they're going to be evening this up, we're going to give them the option to just call it after this game and just reschedule the matches for a later date. It's totally up to the owners.
It is a late race. And it looks like the Omega wants a piece. The SAX is now here, showing the ice strats, which they don't have an ice.
The escape spark. Unfortunate.
Yeah, that's time lost. That's time lost to Naii.
Both of them. They both missed it. That is a pretty tricky one to get without screw attack. You have to dodge every single platform on the way down, or else you just don't have enough time.
That is true. And get your GGs out. With that, Hercules with a time of 25:52. Meanwhile, Nai's going to be going through his run. Naii getting slapped in the face. And Naii will be finishing up his race. Get your GGs in chat for both.
GGs. Alright, and looks like we will be going to Game 3 tonight. So stay tuned. We'll have another one up for you momentarily. All right. Another game 3 coming at you pretty soon. Not quite off yet, but just a couple things I wanted to bring up while we're waiting here. So we have a couple people in the community who have started doing weekly games, weekly any percent races of Metroid Fusion. So if any of y'all wanna participate or just check that out, you could join our Discord and see who's racing. Perhaps hang out and do they still do voice call? I think they do voice call these days.
That is the thing. And this is only but one of 2 tournaments this year that we're going to be having? Well, not
yeah. So I believe there are plans to have an any percent tournament towards the end of the year.
And that's just Vanilla Fusion, correct?
Yep, vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Just the base game, whatever version you have, just do your speed run. Try to whittle down your time just as best you can.
Do. So, indeed. So
we also have a charity that we're supporting throughout this tournament. We're raising money for Mental Health America, just to help improve the lives of people with various mental disorders and illnesses and whatnot. So no obligation, but we certainly welcome the support. And that will be in the tiny URL link in the right next to the Discord link there in chat.
Indeed. Remember, do not ignore mental health. As a person who has been through war himself, it is a thing. It is very much a thing. PTSD, that's not anything to sneeze at. Depression, autism, various different deficiencies in the mental state. That is something that you do not want to ignore whatsoever. So definitely give them a shout out. Definitely, if you can, donate, because it'll help out in the long run for everybody who are like myself, fighting through mental disabilities. Trust me, as I said.
And certainly, raising awareness alone can really help out a lot of people, because they don't necessarily need like a cure, but oftentimes in terms of mental health, it can just be a matter of just changing the conditions in which you live your life and just put yourself in a lifestyle that suits your needs. So just keeping track of your mental health and talking to professionals is a huge difference maker, huge game changer for sure.
Looks like our run is already up, and we're about to wait for the timers to go down. So as soon as we get our spoiler, we get to see what kind of mess up. We got to see the mess.
Okay.
Oh
that's really
my God! Jagger, last item.
Hey.
Oh no!
So I will say this is going to be a plasma hunt. I mean, they're going to know exactly where it is, but if y'all in the chat want to take any guesses as to where Plasma Beam is going to be, it's up to you.
Right now, there's an item, there's at least a major item in every sector this time around.
I like to see that. It is kind of funny when they're like totally loaded into only 2 or 3 sectors, but there's quite a bit of variety in the way these seeds tend to generate. You get a lot of these an item in every sector, and a lot of the more straightforward jet seeds.
Indeed, and If this was not a spoiler log, I swear we would be here an hour easily, easily because of this. Just because of this, Sector 4s would have been unlocked. Box 2 would have been killed. Somebody would have made a jump to Ridley, and you never. I have not seen it yet. I'm hoping we don't see it. A go mode item on Ridley. Oh, when that day comes. I am going
or at least in the Ridley area.
No, I don't want it in the Ridley area. I want it on Ridley.
Well, unfortunately, I got some bad news. This particular version has a logic bug that actually doesn't give required progression directly on bosses. It can be behind bosses. But unfortunately, I think a bug just prevents Ridley from being required, and is a greatly reduced chance even in major minor split as well.
That is true.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was sitting hyped to see a Ridley.
Dreams.
Not crushed. Not necessarily crushed. Not necessarily crushed.
We do, however, have word that the randomizer is being worked on again. So there could be one of the major changes said to be in the works is the balancing issues. So
are we actually gonna finally get forced animals? We're gonna finally.
I'm not so sure about that.
Oh, I'm waiting to see this forced animals. Like you can't leave the space station without your animals being saved.
That'd be pretty great.
That'd be amazing. So there's an energy tank, and so far, again, execution has been a big thing. If I remember correctly, Herc has a navigator with him, correct?
Yeah, that would be Army of One routing with him.
Alrighty, so, and Nai's on his own. So, remember what I was saying a few races back? Like, there's a difference between runners who have navigators and runners who are going solo. When you have a navigator, all you have to worry about is your execution, where if you're running it solo, it is a lot harder to look, try to route, look, and do execution. And execution mistakes... oh, right?
Yeah, it's definitely true. I agree, and it's it is also, some people just consider it more fun to route on their own and play at the same time, than basically player preference.
Indeed. And
it's a double-edged sword though, because if you have someone routing with you, you do also have to focus on listening, and that's easier said than done, apparently.
That is easier said than done.
Even the current top dog, C. Scotty W, who's currently awaiting an opponent in the grand finals. He's definitely been known to just not realize he has equipment that his router Dragon Fangs has told him to pick up like seconds prior.
So this is gonna be interesting. Ooh. I'm looking at the current listing. Like I said, there's a major item relatively close, but that Various suit though, this is gonna be interesting. Various suit is halfway in, so if they're going for Varia, there's no return. There is a point of no return. You're going to go around. And Herc is saying yes, we do. And you know what?
Quite that far. So it's going to be like pretty much the bottom of this shaft.
They got still two.
Be the first check here.
No, they got two stabilizers still.
Yeah.
They got two stabilizers still, so at this point right here...
But the point of no return is a couple rooms after this.
Mm-hmm. So right now...
And they could just, like, they could go through, but yeah, I think they're gonna want to just backtrack, back up the shaft.
I don't know. If this was me, I would definitely see. Let's see. Let's see what the route and how they're gonna take it, because they got the firepower. Don't get it. No, let's not get this wrong. They got the firepower. Virtual high five on the way. Let's see what Herc does. Okay, so Herc will be backtracking. You may, Jagger, you are correct. But this is where things get a little bit interesting here. Depending on what Naii does, Nai's gonna go around as well. So basically, put no time gained or lost by any of the runners. And
I'm actually pretty interested in this climb as well, because this is like the Super Metroid. There's a room called the climb, and it's kind of similar to that. That isn't really so much a thing in. Well, I guess the very first wall jumps, but this particular shaft is kind of designed similarly, but you never really go through it on the way up without high jump and screw attack. So it's kind of interesting to see how they made their way up there. Whereas Naii actually, oh yeah, they just did the same thing.
So looking at this right now, if I remember, the where the plasma beam is at is wave required.
No.
All right, so that wave beam is not getting out of there.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right, so. Ooh. Okay. This is a very big point. This is a point of contention as of right now. We know this. Yeah, it's a point of contention right now. There is the BK Knights and the Air Jordans. Both of them are in 2. Now the question is, what are they gonna prefer? Because their screw, oh boy, their screw.
Wow.
This is gonna dictate what they're gonna be prioritizing next. So either they're getting their Jordans or we're getting the BK Knights. And looking
I mean, they
at,
could get both, but it's out of the way. Yeah.
they could get both. They could have both pairs of sneakers. But we're gonna get the BK Knights coming in from Hercules.
Yeah, so Space Jump is right here through this blue door. Naii looks to be opting for High Jump instead. An interesting choice. It's much further out of the way. It's a few rooms away.
Wait a minute. There's a chase. There's a chase.
Oh.
Oh, interesting.
Herc wants both of them. Interesting.
Herc want extra verticality. But those who don't know the... Oh, what?
So an important thing to consider is whether or not they have bombs. And if you don't have bombs, you probably want high jump. It might not be necessary, but I'm not entirely sure. I haven't looked fully through the log yet.
So
that might be why, though.
That is true, but then again, though, it could be for jump ball.
Yeah, exactly.
So one thing I will tell people about verticality. Verticality is the act of getting a vertical height. So you might hear that from time to time. So far though, Naii routing a little better, but not getting as many items. So this came to bite him last seed, but this seed round he's actually doing a little bit better on that. But now the big question: where to next?
Chat's pointing out that it is kind of coincidental that high jump boots are in Sector 2.
Ooh, they are both going down into 5.
You can get that screw attack as early as possible. It makes sense. So they're going to need gravity suit.
Oh, not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but they're gonna need it eventually. Or they're gonna definitely want it eventually, rather. Very, very difficult to climb out of the level 4 doors without gravity.
Oh yeah, they're probably not gonna leave without gravity, but I'm pretty sure they're not. Oh, interesting. Right now, Hercules went around when Naii did not. So Nai's routing is a little bit cleaner than Herc's, despite the execution. Ooh, rejected. Herc is feeling a little bit of the pain here. Here we go. Alright, Herc making it in. But, oh, this is horrible.
Right down here is the screw attack.
There's the big screw, and the enemies are going to die.
I like the extra power bomb at the end just to kill that thing and destroy the lower block as well.
Ooh, got
so
red.
The screw attack. With high jump and screw attack, verticality won't really be gating anything for Naii. I'm sure Herc just got the space jump because he was right next to it. I was probably wondering if he wanted to skip high jump, but opted to get it anyway.
Yeah, but that's not gonna do him any good. Because he can't single wall jump because you got the BK Knights.
So I think the idea here was that they wanted screw attack first before they dive into Sector 6. Because then they're gonna want to go through and backdoor the pantry check, which is in lower 6 right after the Mega X. It's right where the greatest test trick in the world, invented by Biospark, was created. The Samus sandwich in the kitchen.
Apparently. But those are asking, what are the BK Knights space jump? Because high jump is your Air Jordans. So right now, looks like... Yep, it is to play to 6. Wait a minute. What are you... Interesting. Going through 3 here. Wait a minute. Is he coming through is he going to the amphitheater?
Anti-chamber, just getting through for the ease of routing. This will get him to It'll get him to 6. I don't know if that's faster, but it does sidestep the elevators.
It does sidestep the elevators. That might
get them closer to the right side of 6. That's nice.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. That's actually a pretty good play here, all points considering.
I like it. It's definitely very creative. I don't know if it's faster, but it's definitely pretty novel at least.
Ooh, grab an angel. Got me on the way. So that might have been intentional. Oh, here we go. There we go. There's the great escape. Herc did get some of that time back. It was only like 4 seconds, but still, time is time. Ooh. Not going for gravity immediately. Grabbing the charge beam. So this is getting interesting here to say the least. And what's Naii trying to do? What's Naii trying to do? Oh, Naii one is
wide. To jump up there. Wide beam is definitely nice. Herc actually opting to skip it and takes quite a bit of time to go down, shoot that thing open, grab it, wait for the 7-second fanfare, drop down, and then climb your way back up here. It actually probably is best to get wide beam. I think Naii made the better play.
I definitely made the better. Naii definitely made the better play in getting wide, and is gonna pay a little bit of dividends going with a faster. Herc's in trouble. Herc's gonna
That's
have.
a bit tricky.
Yeah, Herc's gonna have to do this with. You gotta buffer that in. Ooh, good job, but that's incredible. That's a fair bit slower. So now, is Herc grabbing his wide now?
Oh no!
Oh, this is misrouting on Herc's end. So yeah, this is not a good look. Not gonna lie, they're just grabbing their wide, which they could have gotten while they were down there the first time. And Nai's confused too.
That will happen.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Going back into 5. Now, just to put it out there, there's nothing else here in 5. So they're gonna be going to get that level. They're gonna try to open up the doors.
Herc making use of some good ladder jumps in Metroid Fusion. You can jump a lot faster if you can climb a lot faster if you just grab a ladder and jump off of it. Whereas with regular space jump, you do have to fall down for several frames before you're able to jump again. And the ladder just gives them just those few extra frames.
Ooh, hold on a second. Herc is.
I like this play. The Sector 3 has a couple of nice to have huge damage boosts here that Herc's not getting. So Super Missiles is the power bomb check that you just passed by. He's going for ice missiles right here.
Yeah, he's going for ice missiles at Telltale Heart. And unfortunately, this is giving Naii more time to continue on through. Unfortunately, the problem is Herc's gonna have to. Oh, he has to knock all of them off.
Enemy, please. Oh, I hope that. Okay.
That didn't happen.
Thankfully, did not destroy the floor blocks.
Because he has space and gravity, he can technically jump this whole thing. But
it is faster to run on flat ground than it is to space jump across.
True. Very true. And right now, though, Naii is putting in a lot of work. Hold on a second. Is that guarded? Wait a minute. Is that... Did Herc just back? No.
Going through the left connector from 3 to wrap around to 4 to get to the back door of 5. And that'll get them to red doors. Pretty handled.
Pretty good. Wait a minute. Oh, Nai's gonna exit out via the.
So if you had guessed the worst room in the game, when I asked earlier, where is Plasma? Here it is. It's a pretty obnoxious room to try to get through cleanly. There's so many projectiles just flying through the middle of it. It's all wonky and like jagged.
And Herc got it on the way down, so
Naii getting it on his way out. It's pretty clean routing.
Pretty good. Pretty good. So right now, Herc still got to open up the 4 doors. Meanwhile, Naii is not going to have that problem. Naii is going to run. Go ahead.
It's going to be close, but I think it's slightly faster. I think what Herc's going to do is continue on and take the connector in the southeast corner of Sector 4 to go to Sector 5 and take the elevators from there. It's hard to say if that's any faster, though.
It's probably going to be a little too late because right now Nai's getting ready to walk out the door and get ready for the sacks.
Although, so Naii has just the base missiles, if I'm reading this right, whereas Herc has ice missiles as well, so he has twice as much firepower, and that ice is going to allow him to stun lock the SAX. So they may well. Okay, Herc's just stopping to take the reverse or the screw attack blocks to get out of Sector 4 normally. But yeah, that may well even them up, like heading into the control room. We'll find out.
We will find out. Safety save for Naii. Now here's where things can get a little bit sticky here. Herc is still 30 seconds out. If it ends up being that, how many missiles does Naii actually have?
10 plus all of the green X they'll be able to farm from the ice core with power bombs.
With 8 power bombs and that, Nai's gonna make
basically like over 50.
Hold that thought. I forgot something. Nai's gotta take a slower SAX fight where Herc doesn't have to. Oh, wait a minute. We might have a fight on our hands. Because Herc is far more prepared for this.
Yeah, it was pretty fast, but it's gonna go way faster for Herc as well.
Uh-oh. If Herc can steal. There's a chance to steal.
This is going to be a long fight for Naii. So it's not the worst fight in the world. It is significantly slower if you have just diffusion missiles, as they only do 5 damage versus the base missiles 10 damage. But it's going to be 20 damage for Herc with ice.
He can stun lock him easily. Uh-oh.
And the first phase is already down for Herc in just 5 shots, I think it was.
Yeah.
Maybe 4.
And thanks to the overdue shot and thanks to the residue shot. Oh. There's the problem. Houston, we have a problem. It's a longer fight for Naii. Meanwhile, Herc is
Space and screw, going for doubles. The double setup is a little bit different because your missiles do move a little bit slower, and you have a shorter cooldown. But you can always go for them anyway.
This helps speed the fight up, but I think one too many mistakes might have cost Hercules. That major
really close.
I don't know about that. It's 7 seconds right now from what I'm looking at here, and we still don't have a tiebreaker established yet. For if it was within 5 seconds,
it's not going to be within 5 seconds, and even if we did have a tiebreaker as well, yeah, it's maybe too late. It's not entirely impossible though. It's actually not quite as free as stun lock on the final boss. It could be a little bit tougher to get the stun lock. I think it is pretty close to Nai's game to lose.
Yeah, Nai's a little bit better prepared for this fight too. It's smacked. The Omega says, "How you doing?" And let me smack you in the face. Oh, and Herc misses the shine. Oh. Here we go. Get smacked. Madow.
And there's that stun lock for Naii. He's clinching the victory.
GG,
2-1. So this is a best of 5 match. We're not going to be doing well, I'll double check with them, but I'm pretty confident we're not doing the 4th game tonight. But yeah, we will be scheduling another match maybe next week, maybe the week. We'll see. We'll see what their availability is. Probably next weekend. Well, it could be this weekend. I don't know.
It could be. So let's see what's going on here. Here we go. We got Herc in the building.
Welcome on in.
I'm sad.
GG's. You're down 1 game to 2. You're still not quite out of it yet.
I threw that last one because I got charge beam and then I went to get gravity and then I looked at the sheet again and I'm like, oh my god, we missed wide and Army just forgot to tell me about it. I forgot to look at it and I was like, I guess I'll go back and that definitely cost me the race. I think.
Yeah, honestly, I think I should
have just left.
Probably was worth it to get. It's kind of debatable. Like if you leave it the first time, definitely you're gonna want to double down on that, I guess. But
yeah,
that would have been nice. You also, I noticed you passed by super missiles in the powerbomb locked check in Sector 3.
Whoops.
That was a much smaller difference, I think, but yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, Naii only had regular. Yeah, Naii only had regular missiles. And speaking of which, hey, Naii, you are up 2-1 going into Game 4 next weekend. How you doing?
I forgot the fusion.
Yeah, would have been nice as well. Not quite as nice as super and ice missiles, but luckily Herc didn't get super missiles either.
I wish I would have now. Dang. But I don't think it's going to erase 20 seconds of difference, unfortunately.
No.
That's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nai's routing was absolutely impeccable. Skipping a couple things, you went for space and high jump, where Naii only went for high jump. And once Naii had screw, it was just basically movement versus execution. And at that point, we were trying to figure out where anything was going to happen. In the case of you, Herc, not getting that, going back for wide, that was 30 seconds. That was 30 seconds.
I mean, I'm going to go cry in the shower tonight because that literally cost me the race then. That's so cringe.
Yeah, because
you know what? You know what? Missing it allowed me to get 18-18 on the final screen, so I'm happy.
Good work.
It did. It really did. I would definitely say because you had ice missiles, you went for ice missiles, which was like marginally faster. You did have a faster. Yeah, it was twice as fast.
Yeah, double the damage.
I could have saved 9 missiles had I picked the fusion, but I completely forgot, hesitating. I'm like, you know what? No, we're doing ice. We're doing ice. Regular missile. Let's go. Just went down to 5.
I tried so hard to get doubles too to make that go faster, and the timing was so weird.
Mm-hmm. Different
the funny
speeds.
I still don't know how to do doubles.
Well, the thing that was interesting was that Hercules routing never went back up through elevators if he didn't need to. He literally went teleporters all the way through. That shaved off about 15 seconds.
So
That's a little
the
dicey.
the reason I did that was because from 5, the connectors in 1, and 2 are very close to each other, and then entering 6 from 2 puts me right in that shaft that I'd have to go down to get gravity, what was it, charge beam, and wide. So I was like,
Apparently
okay,
wide.
perfect. It puts me down there, and then I can just go up and out, and then go through 3, get the ice missiles, and then 4 is just I fall through and I'm already in broken 5. So it's like it just seemed so like worth it to go that way instead.
Yeah, we liked that play. Also, routing
I didn't
through
consider
Sector
that.
3
Right.
to get to the back of Sector 5 as well. Getting your ice missiles on the way. Going through Sector 3, through Sector 4, which is almost immediately into Sector 5, was also a pretty solid routing choice.
Yep, that like I said,
Thank you.
That was 15 seconds given back to you because of the lack of use of elevators.
Hooray! Well,
Hmm.
I got something to be happy about, I guess.
Speaking of routing differences, let's talk about Game 2. You actually got Space Jump, whereas Naii opted out, and that Space Jump was saving you more time than you usually did in most seeds, I think.
Yeah, that one was. Not gonna lie, I don't remember much about C2 at this point, but
Well, there was the gravity suit in lower Sector 5 in
oh right,
the fake E-Tank.
oh yeah. And I didn't go. I didn't do the. I was up. I kicked myself because I should have gotten the spark up, but I just didn't. I just forgot to go for it.
Oh, you did go for the space boost. I appreciated that at least.
I went for it and I failed it immediately, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna cost me. I went, oh no.
But surprisingly enough, in C2, that space jump, that pretty much opened up you because of Nai's speeding through. Nai's routing was still better, but you having space jump shortcutted a lot of the things Naii had to do because you are not seeing that screw attack.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
never.
you'll have to climb a few ladders without space jump, and Herc just jumped straight up through.
I also, I mean, I remember I did misread the log, and I was like, oh, above Notori, great. Went up to above Zazabi, and I was like, I hate myself. Why am I so dumb?
Yeah, oof.
Well,
I was like, why?
Well, technically, you went to Zazabi's exit tower and got your speed, but above Notori, ooh, well, that wide beam came in handy.
In my head, I was like, oh, this will be great. I'll go in through the top, and then I'll go through Big Blue, and go to the top of Notori, meaning Zazabi, and I'll work my way up and out. And then as soon as I got there, I was like, something's not right. Oh, I don't know how to read. That's what's not right.
Yeah, because you definitely would have had a little bit of a more of a comfortable lead because the routing difference in Sector 2 was because Naii didn't have high jump and you had space, you immediately went up to the Tory. If you would have, and what would have happened is if you would have just went and got your wide, you would have ran away with this one. That seed right there. That was definitely
I still won.
Yeah, you still won.
Yeah.
I don't think even if I win by a couple seconds, a W is a W. You know.
Yeah, dub is a dub.
Like-
no matter how you look at it, an inch or a mile, you still get the dub.
Yeah.
I'm a little curious about that race because I choked super hard at the beginning. Lost like 10 seconds just in the first climb.
Yeah, I lose time constantly, like trying to figure out where the heck I need to go, and I'm just like, and of course it's me and Army just sitting in there, like, okay, so what are we doing? Like every 10 seconds, I'm like, so wait, where are we going now? What's happening?
Well, in C2 was execution versus routing, and execution won that one.
Yeah.
Well,
I probably would do better if I practiced more. I haven't played since my last match, which I think was at like Thanksgiving or something.
Pretty close to it. Yeah.
Close
Yeah,
to-
so I'm like, I should probably play this more often, huh?
Also,
Yeah,
game one happened. So, any other thoughts?
Yeah, true. No, I guess I guess I just need to win my next two, huh?
I just
That'll be
need to
fun.
win my next one.
Yeah. I don't know. Usually I only spot my opponents one match, so this is going to be weird, unfamiliar territory now that I've spot you two. Though I guess it's the same where it's like win or go home.
Yeah, it would have been pretty awkward if you spotted the runner 2 games in the previous runs because it was best of 3.
Yeah, that would have been bad for me.
Yeah.
However, I did that once to Scotty and it didn't work out well, so I was like, I'm going to stop doing that.
Mhm.
But now it seems like that pressure situation's a little different now that it's a best of 5. So maybe it'll be like I'll just win the next 2 and we'll go party or something. Me and Scotty will have a showdown in suits.
Nice.
Indeed. So any last words for you guys?
Mango.
It's a good word. How about you, Naii?
Great. It's a strong word.
Why am I having trouble thinking of a fruit?
Those are good words too. I like them.
Indeed.
So also, with this wrapping up, I want to check out if they're planning to do another weekly any % race. So if y'all are interested and you're in the Discord, feel free to check that out. And with that, I think we're ready to. We're ready to schedule some matches. So whenever y'all are ready, I'll give you like till next Sunday to discuss when you want to have that done.
Cool.
Hooray.
See you all there.
So, on behalf of Speed Gaming and all the family of networks, I am Sinister Sama.
I'm Jagger G.
And telling you to have a good fight, good night. We will catch you in the next mission. Take care, folks.
Good game, 9.
Good game.
Good game, everyone.